Okay, in this section, we want to introduce you to logarithms or logarithmic functions. So we're going to start off with the simplest logarithm, which is the common logarithm, also known as the base 10 logarithm, and it's defined by this expression or this sentence. Y is equal to log, log of x, exactly when 10 to the y is equal to x. Okay, so that means if someone gives us an x, so like think about this as a function notation, f of x. If someone gives us the x and says take log of 100 or whatever, some random number, then that means the x, the answer, the right-hand side of the equation is going to be equal to that number, and we're looking for what is the output of the function, what is the y, which means we're actually looking for the exponent. So we're always thinking about this kind of backwards. What is the exponent that spits out this answer? So given x, what exponent or what power of 10 spits out that answer? Okay, so if you think about it that way, as asking what is the exponent, knowing the answer, then I kind of think about a logarithm as inherently being like a Jeopardy question. In Jeopardy, they tell you the answer and you're trying to find the question. We're kind of doing that, something like that. We're going to be given an answer and we're asking for, or we're trying to find what is the question, what is the exponent that makes that happen. So we're going to be given the answer and we're looking for the exponent. We're going to be given the answer, which is inside here, and we're going to be looking for what's the exponent. So the exponent is what we're looking for. Okay, let's just run through a bunch of examples. First one I want to try is log of 1,000. So I'm going to think about y is equal to log of 1,000. And if I use this definition, that means my x is 1,000, my answer is 1,000. I don't know y yet. And we're trying to think to ourselves, do we know a power of 10 that's equal to 1,000? Well, 10 squared would be 100, 10 cubed would be 1,000. So apparently this is 10 cubed. The exponent is going to be 3. So 10 to the y, 1,000, if you write as a power of 10, is 10 cubed. And so then we can figure out what our number y has to be. Y is 3. And so the answer to this question, find log of 1,000, is going to be the number 3. It's what is the exponent? So y is equal to log of 1,000, and we said y is equal to 3. So log of 1,000 equals 3. Let's try another one. Let's try log of 10. So again, if y is equal to log of 10, that means my x is 10, my answer is 10. We're looking for what's the exponent that makes that happen. Again, it's a Jeopardy question. They tell us the answer is 10, and we're looking for what's the exponent, which power of 10. And again, if it's simple numbers, then we might be able to just figure it out by inspection. 10 is 10 to the first power, and so apparently the number y is 1. Y was log 10, so y is 1, so that means log of 10 is 1. Okay, I feel like we need to put this in a box. This is important. Okay, let's try another one. Let's try log of 0.01. So that means y is equal to log of 0.01. Writing that as an exponent, we have 10 to what power spits out 0.01. And here's where I'm going to have to be a little creative and use some rules of exponents. 0.01 I can rewrite as, let's see, that's 1/100th. And 1/100 I could write as 1/10 squared. And 1/10 squared is, let's see, an exponent in the denominator. Making an exponent negative moves you to the denominator. So let's see, if I wrote 10 to the minus 2, I think that would mean the same thing as this fraction. since a negative exponent would mean you move the 10 squared into the denominator. And then comparing these two, if 10 to the y is equal to 10 to the minus 2, apparently that y is just going to be the exponent, which is the negative 2. Okay, so moral of the story, or something we can kind of see from this, is that our answers for logs could be positive numbers, they could be negative numbers. There's no real restriction on what our answers could be. With that said, there is going to be one little restriction, which is we're not going to be able to take a logarithm of a negative number. Let's see, find log of negative 10. So if y is equal to log of minus 10, that means 10 to the power y is equal to minus 10. But if you think about it, an exponential function, our exponential functions all look like that. They start off small positive numbers and they get bigger and bigger and bigger positive numbers. They're never going to be negative 10. So this guy actually has no solution, which means that the expression log of negative 10 doesn't exist, or undefined. So you can think about log in some sense as being kind of like a square root, in that sense that we can't take square roots of negative numbers. We also can't take logs of negative numbers. Yeah, let me try one more before we wrap up this video. If I wanted to find log of cube root of 10, again, that means if y is log of cube root of 10, then we want to take 10 to the power y is equal to this answer, x, which is the inside of the logarithm. And so if I want these two things to be equal, again, flashback to rules of exponents. One of our rules of exponents says that a cube root is a 1/3 power. And then I can see, aha, that's the power y is the same as the power 1/3. So apparently y is equal to 1/3. So apparently this number is going to end up being 1/3.